We're losing!
Teamwork, guys. More teamwork.
They're burying us alive!
Well, shit.
Jeez Louise.
Honey, don't you want to beat those bastards? In my book, we're gonna be winners.
What's the matter? You got nothing left inside, huh? Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that?
Screw them.
What are you doing? What are people doing?
Is this early access to?
Hey, let me tell you something, bro.
Get out there now and do the best you can.
All right, welcome everybody. Episode 132, Bad Fodder Figures podcast. Matt, Eric, gents, how we doing tonight?
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. All right, we'll get.
You know, every time I hear that song, Mike, I think that's you playing the drums. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
My shit was a little bit more aggressive, I would say.
Oh,
but you could pull that off, no problem though.
Yeah, I could play that. Yep.
yeah, I seem pretty simple. You could have done.
Wow.
Thank you thank you for the sub there, Mr. Ian Hale.
Wow.
Let's get some ice. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. This is from Matt this week on the Epic Game Store. Railway Empire is now free, so we're gonna hear Matt talk about that in the coming weeks, maybe.
Yep.
And this one here, where water tastes like the wine, or like wine. That's a one I've never heard of before. Where the water tastes like wine.
It sounds like a Bible game or
Yeah,
Jesus game or something.
Sounds biblical. Sounds biblical. Yeah.
Everybody, every time we need to say it, Matt, you need to say praise be. Let's try that out. Where the
Praise
water
be.
tastes like wine.
Praise be
Thank you.
by his eye, right, Eric? Is that
Yes,
that
sir.
thing, Eric?
Yes,
By his
sir.
eye?
That's our show right there, man.
I also, as a terrible host, I have forgotten to announce that the show has been on YouTube for the last couple of weeks, just the audio portion. So our fine people at Podbean, our podcast hosting service, they graciously upload the audio portion to YouTube. So if you are a YouTube person, you want to subscribe to us, Bad Fodder Figures on YouTube. We got a channel. And the audio versions have been uploading since episode 126. All right, Let's get into it, gentlemen. Last week we had some homework. It's like Matt, Christopher's back in school. My kids start school this week, so I felt it was appropriate to give you guys some homework, okay? And we'll see how south this conversation goes.
I had dreams about that shit.
School or this homework?
Homework, I mean, I'm done with this shit. I had dreams all week about fucking homework and tests and exams and shit. It's like, oh fuck, it's Mike. I gotta fucking get this shit ready to go and be done and write answers.
So the question was, what is your Mount Rushmore of baseball? Okay, that means there's 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. Am I right?
Yes.
All right, so we're picking 4 baseball players. And I think Matt is going to have a very salacious group of people. So why doesn't he go last? Because it seems like maybe some more level-headed people are going first. Eric, why don't you lay it on us and give us your Mount Rushmore of baseball?
Well, I had more than 4, but I'm gonna give you 4, and not in any particular order either. All right, I'm just gonna run you 4. All right, Babe Ruth.
Yep.
Hank Aaron. Willie Mays. And see, the last one was a toss-up. I was kind of stuck between Ted and Jackie Robinson.
Okay. Well, you got to pick one. Putting you on the spot.
Ted Williams had his average was like 480s, bro. I'm just, I'm gonna go Jackie because he integrated everything, and he had a hard life. I'm gonna go Jackie.
All right. I think I have 3 of the 4 people as you, Eric. I was
Okay.
I just told the guys that I should have thought through this more and maybe said let's pick the 4 players that we actually saw with our own eyes that from our era. Maybe we'll do that some other time. But right now, I'd have to start with Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson, right? I just think their impact on the sport is immeasurable. Jackie
Yep.
Robinson breaking the color barrier, Babe Ruth, just a name. I mean, they fucking got baseball leagues named after the guy. Starting out as really a two-way performer too, right? He was a phenomenal pitcher for the Red Sox, and then he went on to become this big basher for the Yankees. So
Yeah.
I think those 2 were a given. And then I had to do some thinking about the other 2, and I said Hammer and Hank Aaron, 755 home runs. I believe he's got a batting average of 305. I want to see he's got even close to close to 3,800 hits.
Yeah.
So all with one team, right? All with the Braves, whether they were in Milwaukee or Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I respect that. And then I was really struggling for my 4th pick. I'm a Boston guy, so Ted Williams, but I also think Ted Williams is a fucking asshole, so I'm not going to put him on there.
Is that why?
And I think he's never won anything. And I think if you're going to put someone on Mount Rushmore, I know Hank Aaron I don't think he won a World Series with the Braves, but his numbers were so superior. I kind of looked past that. So the 4th person, I really wanted to put a winner on there. Someone who, just constantly provided excellence on and off the field. I don't think you put someone on the Mount Rushmore who's also an asshole off the field, Matt. And so I came with Derek Jeter as my 4th.
Wow.
5 championships with the Yankees. The Yankees, I knew firsthand with, the Red Sox rivalry. He was just the leader of that team. As the Yankees went, as Derek Jeter went, so did the Yankees, and that was just a potent team when you had O'Neill, Jeter, Tino Martinez, Scott Brocious. There was just no let up with that lineup. So I get Derek Jeter in there as my 4th. I should have had a pitch. I struggled with a pitcher. Pitchers are so finite, like their years of dominance, like Pedro Martinez, Sandy Koufax, guys like that were just, supremely dominant, but it was a short amount of time. And then I also thought about like Bob Gibson, but I never saw Bob Gibson play. So I don't know. I wanted one. I at least wanted to pick one person that I actually saw with my own eyes. So those are my 4. Matt, lay it on us. I know you got all sorts of controversial picks. We got George Foster, Tony Perez, Joe Morgan, and Johnny Bench, right?
Well, I mean, you could take the 1975 Reds. Yes, yeah. You can put them out there. Sure, go ahead. But no, I did not do that. I have Nolan Ryan.
Wow, okay.
Go ahead, Mike. Say it.
I just don't think me and you saw the Nolan Ryan. He just bounced around a lot towards the end. I don't think he was as dominant at the end of his career. That's what I'm talking about, pitchers. Pitchers are so hard for me to put on a Mount Rushmore because his truly dominant years were like, with the Mets and the early with the Astros. I think later on in his career, he was just kind of a ham and egger and, just throwing fastball, didn't have much else going on. I mean, you could make a strong case that he's on a Mount Rushmore for the beating he served up to that guy who used to coach the White Sox. What was his name?
Rivera?
No. The white guy that charged the mound and Nolan Ryan put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make a case that Nolan Ryan deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore just for that one of the best beatings of all time in baseball.
So let me go for my next pick. That you guys have
played so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go for my next pick that you guys are going to say something about that. I never say anything about your picks. But
well, you could have said something about our picks.
I didn't, though. I respected you guys' picks.
Well, it's a podcast, man. It's not. We need to talk about it.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose. If we're just talking baseball, yeah, of course. Of course,
Charlie
but
Hustle.
he's just he just cares more about gambling than baseball. Even still to this day, he still puts baseball second to gambling. Mount Rushmore is the elite of the elite. You shouldn't have like Lawrence Taylor on your Mount Rushmore of football either. The guy's a convicted rapist. You know what I mean? He's a fine baseball player that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but not in the Mount Rushmore.
My next pick is Ted Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And my next pick after that is Cal Ripken.
Oh my God.
Now that was my honorable mention.
Yeah, one time, I'll give you the honest to God truth. One time, I think it was like maybe the end of his career, and he was doing his farewell thing, and I saw him at Fenway Park, and everybody was giving him a standing ovation or something. I started yelling, "This is about 6 years too late, Cal." Because the end of his career sucked big donkey balls. Boy, he hung on for too long.
Yeah, he played a long time, bro.
I'm not going to defend my picks. They're my picks. This is what I thought when you first hit the first thing. So that's what it is, and that's how I am.
Well, I would have picked Joe Morgan over Cal Ripken.
Joe Morgan was.
He's a bit of an asshole too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So is Pete Rose. Actually, Pete Rose is a dick.
Yeah.
So is Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench is a fucking asshole. You talking about an asshole? Fucking Johnny Bench. Jesus Christ, man. That motherfucker. He'll try and ask him something. He's like, motherfucker, I'm Johnny Bench. What the fuck are you talking to me? Yeah, he's a dick.
I used to watch that. Go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say, there's even a lot more players that you can throw if Ron Rushmore was bigger. Like, I was thinking Reggie Jackson, man, you know. I'm thinking all kinds of.
I mean, you could have like a Mount Rushmore of guys who were the elite for the short amount of time, right? You could put like Pager up there, Reggie, Mr. October. But when you look at Reggie Jackson, like the length of his career, like, he was really bad at the end there with like some of those years with the Yankees when he might have came back with the Angels. You know, he was just a guy. See a problem with a lot of these guys when you try to put them on the Mount Rushmore, they don't know when their career should end. You know what I mean?
But at the same,
Jeter had like one bad year, and it was like a good year for most big league players, and then he was just like, you know what, I'm done.
But at the same time, you got baseball evolves because, like, when say Ty Cobb was playing, they wasn't pitching like they pitching now. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's a whole different. It was a whole different game back then.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, if you talk about people like Johnny Bench, I mean, I think Ivan Pudge Rodriguez changed the game behind the plate. Right, he really brought talk about game evolving. Slow, you thought of catchers as good game callers, slow guys that would hit like 8th or 9th in the batting order.
Yeah.
Pudge Rodriguez changed the game, I thought.
Well, I hate the motherfucker. He's definitely an asshole. Yadier Molina from the Cardinals.
Yeah,
he's one hell of a fucking catcher.
What about Ozzie Smith?
Yeah, Ozzie Smith. Yeah,
talking about the Cardinals.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was baseball off the top, guys. That's our Mount Rushmore. Maybe some other time we'll do our modern day Mount Rushmore to get, it's tough to pick like people like Ted Williams, right? Because we're just reading shit out of a book, like what people tell you, right? We didn't see it with your own eyes, I was at games where I saw Reggie Jackson go like 0 for 4. Like, and he probably saw 12 pitches, 3 of them, swinging and missing on each one, you know what I mean? He was really bad towards the end of his career. Same thing with Cal Ripken, and I told him so, Matt. I told him. People might not even hear me, but I told him.
He didn't listen.
6 years. Go look up the numbers. He hung on for about 6 years too long. Wow, was he atrocious in the end. All right. Go ahead.
Nothing. Go on. Carry on.
Go ahead. No, I want to hear you say.
Nope. Let's move on.
All right. I was going to say, speaking of atrocious, how did our teams do today?
Oh, God. Let's move on again, please.
So, Eric,
the Washington football team did quite well.
I saw the Washington football team was down, I think, like, at one point, 17 to 7?
17 points. Yeah, they were down 17 points at one point.
And they came back and won by 10?
Yeah, Coach Rivera said at halftime, he tells them, never give up.
That's all it took?
That's all it took, man. They came out firing on all cylinders, man. So wow.
And who was the quarterback today? Was it wasn't Smith,
Haskins.
Haskins.
No, Smith was on the sideline, but he wasn't dressed out or anything. It was Haskins all the way.
Mm-hmm. And how did he look?
He looked okay. I still don't think he has that. I don't think he's ready. If you ask me.
See, I think that guy in Philly's a bust. I know people love him. I don't.
Who?
Think Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Yeah.
Matt, what happened to your Bengals? I was watching. We didn't get that game here in my my area. We had a different game on. So what happened? I was looking at the scores, and you was like,
they were up at one point.
They were up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ended up losing 16-13. Hell of a game. Unfortunately, the Bengals offense, defense couldn't manage what was going on with the Chargers and stuff like that. It was a upsetting game today for the mighty Joe Burrow and the Bengals for sure. Just everything going on. It was just, good Lord, it was bad.
Well, how did Joe look?
Looked okay. It looked okay. I mean, the thing with Joe and the Bengals is that they've had the practice time, the scrimmages and stuff like that, but they haven't not had a real game, because they didn't do preseason this year. So they haven't had real games to play in and go against other teams. So today was like his first time going against another NFL team. He looked okay. He looked, pretty decent for the most part, I think, but it couldn't come through.
How would you compare him to the revered one, the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton?
I think he did better than Andy Dalton.
Yep.
But Andy Dalton, Andy gets a bad rap because Andy was a good quarterback. Andy was a great quarterback. He had a shitty offensive line, just like Joe Burrow has a shitty offensive line. I think Andy Dalton would have been great for the fucking Patriots. For the fucking Belichick. I think that would have been a hell of it.
I think Dalton maybe showed a little bit of his true self, that he didn't want to go down that rabbit hole of being coached by Belichick, and just took a 1-year deal to be the backup for Dak Prescott.
That's what happens when you get Bengalized. Fucking quarterback doesn't want to fucking go with what do you want to call it? Commitment and leadership and so forth and that. So
structure.
People
structure,
actually holding you accountable to your paycheck.
Accountable. Yeah.
So what happened at the end? It was like we were having a little fire outside, and I was watching the scores on my phone, and I saw it was like 16-13, and it said like the Bengals were marching down the field. When it missed field goal?
Yeah, they just couldn't come. They just couldn't do it. They couldn't make the connections and have to make the plays to get it done. They just lost it. Pressure, under pressure and so forth and that. And you can blame a whole new team and a whole new, the coaching and all that stuff with that. So,
how far away was the field goal that was missed? Was it a long field goal or no?
It's like 39 yards, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 39, 4 yards.
Patriots have a really bad kicking problem. They got rid of Gostowski, who had like hip surgery, and I think they just thought he was asking for too much money for a guy that was sort of shaky towards the end of his career. And so now they drafted someone, and it seems like the kid they drafted, the moment's too big for him, so he's on the practice squad. And they got this Nick Folk guy, and he had a 45-yard field goal attempt today, and it wasn't even close. It was so far wide right, it was unbelievable. So Patriots got a real kicking problem, but they did win today. It was like 21-11, I believe. Cam Newton had modest numbers. I think it was 15 for 19, 75 yards running, 2 rushing touchdowns. That was the big takeaway, is that they're more dynamic in those like third and close situations. You don't know if they're going to hand it to a running back, if Cam's going to run it, or if he's going to throw it. So they just have more dimensions to their games in just one game. See what they do against Seattle next week. A better team than the Miami Dolphins, so we'll have to see. And I thought I would be more happy to see the Buccaneers lose. I was sort of disappointed that Brady lost. He didn't look all that like great, but he didn't look. A lot of it I put on the receivers too. They're just not ready for that quick release that Tom has. When he's very decisive in the pocket, when he sees you open, boom, the ball is there. And I think it's going to take a while for those receivers in Tampa Bay to get used to that.
You can obviously see the timing was off. The timing was off.
Right.
Tom got a little exposed because he got sacked more so than you usually see him get sacked. His guys were his line. I mean, it's truly, to me, it showed what the Pats do against what the Bucs do, because the Pats gave they gave Cam all kinds of time to throw the ball and make decisions, whereas the Bucs didn't do that. And
Patriots
like
leave
say,
no stone
off.
unturned.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll, if they see a guy, Brady getting rushed a lot, they'll put in different protection plans, right?
Right.
Tight end's got to stay home now. The fullback's got to do his job. Running back's got to do his job. Got to pass protect. Got to get these. All of a sudden, you got to do these quick passes, and then you got the defense on their heels a little bit, and that's when you can go deep. With the Bucs.
And Brady needs that. Brady needs that to formulate his plan.
Yeah,
he needs that time.
I think they'll figure it out in Tampa Bay. I think it's one game.
Yeah, I think so.
They still put a lot
so.
of points on the board.
Yeah. Tom scored the first touchdown.
Right.
With the quarterback keeper. Yeah.
Did anybody get it? Go ahead.
Well, I was saying, you definitely get. I mean, there was no preseason games, so a lot of guys not used to playing against a real team and stuff like that. So, it's unfortunate, but it's going to be a hell of a year for NFL.
How did you guys think about the visuals and the piped in audio?
I didn't mind it at all. I thought the piped in audio with whoever's on the buttons with the fans cheering, it was working for me. I thought it was great.
Right, it was like when it was a bad play. When there was a bad play, there'd be a little bit of booze and
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know Matt hates it still, right?
But I think it worked better for the football than it did baseball, because baseball is just like a constant static in the background.
Yeah, white
But
noise.
the football, yeah, exactly. But the football, there was there was this, and it got to a crescendo, and then it went down again. But I'm still not a fan of it. But I think it worked better for football than it did baseball. Take
what we can get at this point, right?
That's right.
I'll take what I can
get. Anytime. Football or not.
Anything.
Stiff breeze.
Yeah. Hey. What's that I smell?
Oh, shit. Did anybody, I know we're recording right now, but did anybody get a chance to catch a few minutes of the Rams game?
Yeah, the Cowboys and the Rams. I was watching that before I came up here. Yeah.
Holy shit! Have you seen
the
that
Rams?
stadium?
The Rams look. Yeah, that stadium is fantastic. But the Rams is looking good, man.
$2.6 billion to make that stadium for the Rams and Chargers.
Bro, did you see that screen they have up at the top?
Is that the new one in Las Vegas? I thought the Raiders. The Raiders won that one.
It's in California. This one is
LA Rams. SoFi Stadium.
Man, that thing is nice, man.
Oh, I didn't know. What? The Raiders have a new one in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be next week. That's gonna be the Raiders were on the road this week, but they'll play at home next week.
But I've seen the Raiders one. The Raiders don't look like that. No, that thing is huge.
Yeah, this one here is supposed to be the best looking stadium. And Jerry Jones is in the house. He must be going, my stadium was the best before this. What's going on? God, he looked about one. Someone walking by him and like coughing and sneezing. He looked one bad, illness away from, taking the dirt nap. He did not look good.
Yeah, he looked bad.
How about being the fucking Raiders, the Rams, and get these new stadiums and fucking can't have fucking people come and spend the money there to fucking help pay for them and shit.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I mean, wow.
$2.6 billion.
That thing looked good.
Speaking of $2.6 billion,
we just got some pussy bits.
We just got some pussy bits. We got pussy bits. I don't see the pussy.
If any Carvel ice cream fans are in the house, Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss. Do you guys have Carvel ice cream where you were at?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss.
All right.
That's why that's what I call Jonna. That's her nickname, Cookie Puss.
Yo, Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss. But for everybody that was paying attention last week, Eric just wants to let everybody know that everything went smoothly afterward, and he would give it 2 thumbs up. A fantastic performance all around, he said.
2 thumbs up and 2 legs up in the air. Yep, it was fantastic.
It was a fantastic performance, yes.
That's right. That's right.
And now we're going to do a little bit more news in the intro than we normally do because I just feel like there's so much pertinent info that we got to get to. So, Eric, you missed episode 131 we did immediately after the news was breaking about the Xbox Series S.
I enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to do a quick little 45-minute podcast, get our thoughts down on paper. Of course, since then, they have officially announced the Xbox Series X price, $499, and they released the release date, which is November 10th for both consoles, $299 for the S, $499 for the X. You can pre-order on September 22nd, and again, they're out November 10th. So, Eric, what is your overall feelings about the Xbox Series S? Let's start there.
The S I'm not too thrilled about because like you guys was talking about last week, it's really not for me. But I think it's a good option to have out there. I'm starting to see Microsoft's little vision. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm starting to see what they're doing, like with I'm sure we're talking about the EA Play merging and all that with the Game Pass. The S is going to be the Game Pass machine, so I think that's a good thing. I like it.
The S is an interesting machine as more stuff comes out, right? Matt, talk cars for a minute for me, Matt. Like, you could have a pickup truck like 1 year, right, that gets by on like pure raw power, right? And as like emission things come out and technology advances, the pickup truck 5 years later might not have as much raw power, but it does a lot of other things that are better and more efficient and still get you to where you need to go. You know what I mean? I think that's where the S is at. So the S doesn't have the brute force raw power of the X. So you're going to see games that are going to be optimized. They've come out this week and said, like backwards compatible games that have been enhanced for the Xbox Series, the Xbox One X will not run on the S. Instead, they're going to get their own enhancement to take advantage of what the S can offer people. So it is on paper, it's not as powerful as the X, but it does a lot of other things better than the X. The X has that Jaguar CPU, which can cause bottlenecks, which we see with the load times, which we can see with sometimes a sluggish dashboard. Maybe that's the reason Borderlands craps out on us at some times. So with this new AMD CPU and the SSD, it's just going to be a snappier, more responsive system, but it's not going to have the raw horsepower of the X. So they're going to have to do some different enhancements to get some of those other games that were enhanced for the X to work on the S.
It's an EA Sports Madden update. Is what it is. It's a roster update. Is what they're giving you with the Series S. That's my feeling. I think the X, if you really want to upgrade, the X is the way to go. If you're kind of happy with where you are, you're kind of satisfied, and maybe you need a new console, the Series S is the way to go. But I think if you really want to upgrade, you gotta jump to the X. That's my feelings.
I think also for people that have a small budget, don't care about 4K and all that stuff, and they're always the lower end of the spectrum. They already own the S, and they're going to upgrade to a new, better version of the S. And for people that want 40 times a system that's 40 times more powerful than the current X are going to get the new X. So, yeah.
Yeah, and chat, Maniac 17, Jay in chat, and I and Hell, Jay in chat are talking back and forth about the Series S and X and that and what you have. And they're spot on with what they're saying there as far as going on with what you're going to get with the new series and that. But I do disagree though. I think I don't agree with Jay. Maniac 17, and with a lot of people saying that the Series S is going to hold games back. I don't agree with that. I think there's going to be a switch or something in there that knows what system you're on is going to cater to that. I don't think it's going to hold back from the Series X.
Well, do the developers have to account for that? Right? I mean, I think
Probably.
I think Xbox has a team dedicated to backwards compatibility, so they'll handle that S and X enhancement bullshit. But if you're just a developer, right, you're making a game, whether it's a big game or an indie game, and you're just releasing it on the console, it's not coming to PC, because if you're doing it on PC, you do got to figure in a lot of the different graphics cards and configurations. But if you're just putting it out on the Xbox, now you got to account for time and resources, and you got to allocate that to work on multiple different SKUs. Where in a past life, I'm making a 360 game, it's coming out on the fucking 360, or I'm making an Xbox One game, it's just coming out on the Xbox One.
But you just said though, people are making these games for PC, and everyone's got a different PC, and the game knows when it comes up. I mean, we've all seen it where the game starts up and it gives you say, hey, we feel that these are settings that you should set your PC for, medium, high, ultra, whatever, and people do that. So what's the difference between that and going to the Xbox One S and the game? But this time, though, you as a user, you don't know. The game automatically realizes, hey, you know what? You got a fucking Series S. Haha, sorry. We're going to put it on these settings here instead of the fucking Ultra shit.
Yeah. I think the S and the X with the new ones coming out aren't going to hold. The S isn't going to hold too much back. I think what really holds people back, and you're a big person that agrees with this, is the current systems. Developing your game to work on the Xbox One ecosystem and having it work on the Xbox Series ecosystem is what's going to hold games back, not the Series S.
Yes. That's where I've always said, cut bait, fucking move on.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry for your luck. You want to play Cyberpunk and all this glory? Well, then you better fucking pay for the fucking PC to play it or for a Series X to play it. All right. I mean, that's it sucks, but that's the way it is. Things move on, things evolve.
But why would a person who's rocking a 1080p TV buy a Series X though, right? That wouldn't be. Why would you do that? I guess maybe because you're going to get a 4K TV or whatever. But if you're just happy with your 1080p, you shouldn't get the X, Series X, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who knows? People will buy things for a variety of reasons. Personally, if you're still in the 1080p zone, it's like buying a Lamborghini to just drop your kids off at the bus stop, right? I mean, why would you buy the X to do that? If you got a lot of bezel on the screen and all I see is plastic, I can't see the fucking screen. I look at your television and all I'm seeing is plastic, and I don't see anything in the middle in that little square that you got there. Then you need to stay with the S.
I shot you 2 times in the chat. It says console development is for a closed system, not for the same as PC. Developers are saying it's an issue, and he's directed that to me, which, yes, but doesn't mean things doesn't change. Everyone says, well, they've never done it before on consoles. Never done it before on consoles. Well, you know what? It's a whole new fucking world. They might fucking start doing that shit.
I think we don't know. I think the AMD the AMD solution they got in there, the CPU is going to make it easier for the Series S and X to not hold things back. I think having to develop for the Jaguar and the AMD, that's where your problem is coming into.
Yeah. I just don't see developers saying, "Oh fuck, we got the Series S and Series X. Well, let's design everything for the Series S." I have that hard time believing that's. But they're not making two different games neither, though. You know, for the Series S or for the X, or for the they might be for the PlayStation 5, but.
I think, I think across the board as gamers, we're going to benefit from both systems being just like we did with this generation, right? There's nothing really wonky like the PS3 generation, where developers really had to struggle to make their games on the PS3. I think the Jaguar was both in the PS5 and PS4 and the Xbox One, and I think going forward, the AMD. Their new technology is in both systems as well. So it should be fairly easy to develop both for both at the same time. Again, it's the older Jaguar stuff holding them back. But a year or two will go by, and then they'll cut bait, hopefully, and then you won't have that problem. It's just getting out of the gate here is where a lot of this shit becomes confusing and muddy, and while it's an exciting time to upgrade, it can also be a frustrating time because maybe you're not seeing the true power of some of these games. Eric, at the $2.99 price point, bundling in EA Play now for free. Game Pass Ultimate is included as well if you do that whole all-access thing. It's clear, I think you said you were linking a Phil's vision, that he's trying to get as many people into gaming as possible, and he's trying to, appeal to the high-end guys like us, the people that, that were, I wouldn't say we're professional gamers, but in hobby enthusiasts, and then he's also trying to appeal to the casual people that are, gaming on a budget or just getting into gaming,
Right, because there's no excuse, now. Nobody can say they don't have anything to play if you're in that whole Game Pass ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? So EA Play, I think that really sealed the deal for me because you're getting all the Maddens and all the, the games like that essentially for free. I mean, I know you're paying your whatever a month, but just throwing all that stuff on top, that's just sweetening the pot.
What is your thought on this all access plan?
I like I said, I think it's gonna work, man. I think it's gonna work. And they're gonna see. Here's the thing. Here's what I was thinking the other day. This is why I say I see Phil's vision. So after the Cyberpunks are done and the Ratchet and Clanks and all that, Sony's gonna have to hit them with something. You're gonna have to compete now with Microsoft. I mean, they're playing the long game. Microsoft is, right. So in the long game, Microsoft is going to come out on top after all the hoopla is settled down a little bit. Do you think?
Oh, I mean, I think once these games that you just mentioned come out, then you get the new Horizon Zero Dawn. There's certainly a new God of War game going to be in development. Naughty Dog's going to do something, so it's just going to be cyclical. That when the first wave of the Spider-Man Ratchet come out,
right?
Sony will have their next wave of stuff. And hey, the Sony games have come out,
But here's the deal though, the Sony's going to have those exclusives, but they're not going to come out back to back to back to back. They're going to come out. It's going to take some time after the hoopla dies down. And see, you're going to get the Maddens on Xbox, but you're still going to have to pay for it on Sony.
Right. But
so that's going to be the difference.
Well, Madden, you get the 10-hour trial for free.
Right.
You don't get the whole game for free.
Correct.
So that's something to just keep in mind. They're giving you EA Play as it is now for free. But yeah, all those games come with a 10-hour trial.
But I'm assuming though with this that you'll still get the discount that you had with EA Play.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
do you think Sony's going to have to counter with something?
Well, Sony's going to counter with that. I think what they always do and say, hey, we go out there and try to get those exclusivity deals that people bitch and moan about that say, oh, it's bad for gaming. Well, Sony doesn't look at that. Sony's angle is we're trying to take care of our gamers. We're trying to take care of the people that have invested in our ecosystem. So we're going out there and getting the Spider-Man exclusivity for Avengers. We're going out there and getting the exclusivity for Call of Duty. So I think that's going to be how they're going to counter is just try to get more of this exclusive stuff to take care of their people that are already in their ecosystem. Do I think they're coming out with a Game Pass? I think we would have heard about it by now. I don't think they're going to surprise us with that on Wednesday. I could totally be wrong, but I don't foresee that happening. You know, maybe they bundle in PS Now somehow with PlayStation Network, but I don't think they're going to launch a new Netflix type gaming thing.
If you were a new gamer, which one would you go with?
Depend on my taste, right? I mean, certainly the Xbox gives you a better quantity of games to play for a lower price, right? If you were just interested in quantity. But again, the games we talked about, the Call of Duties, Cyberpunks, Borderlands, Destinies, Far Cries, none of those are being bundled into Game Pass.
Right.
Right. So you're still going to have to pay for those. You know, who knows? Maybe Sony does something with Ubisoft. You know, Ubisoft has their own sort of EA Play thing. Maybe that's going to be the next shooter drop, that Sony's going to get some exclusivity with Ubisoft, and that becomes, you know, their offering that gets bundled into PlayStation Network.
Right. It's interesting, man.
It is. It's a good time. I feel bad for people that are just, you know, so head down in one ecosystem, and then they, you know, whether that's their own choice or because of, you know, financial constraints. Because I think it is a good time to be involved in both, and you can pick and choose on what you want to do. You know, hey, I got Bolt System Avengers is coming out, and it's got Spider-Man. So yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, get it on the PS4, right? And I think a lot of that shit maybe will go away once more of these games have crossplay. Because the unfortunate thing is, all right, if you get people just buying into the PS4 version of Avengers because of Spider-Man, and then they can't play with their Xbox buddies because, you know, there's no crossplay and there's no Spider-Man over there. But
Right.
that's the downside. So yeah, what do you guys think of the $499 price point for the Xbox Series X? Matt, when we recorded last week, during the week, it was not confirmed yet. They came out the very next day after we released the podcast, and they did confirm what we all of us speculated was $499 for the Series X. What do you guys think of that price?
I think that's solid.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that they heard us that night, and they came out there the next day and said, fucking bad father figures are saying this. You know, Mike, Matt, Eric, they're saying this shit. We got to fucking do this, you know, because people listen to them. So, but I tell you what, it's fucking $499. All right, a lot of people are thinking what, $599, right, for new consoles.
Right.
I think $499 is coming as a big surprise, and that's pretty reasonable for what they're offering, for what they're putting out there.
Sony has to come in at that price point.
They have to.
Well, what do you think of that price, Eric? $499.
I think it's right on point. I think it's right where it needs to be. Yep.
Have you guys seen any of those videos or photos? Microsoft sent out a bunch of dummy models to
influencers and
stuff like that.
Yeah. Globus Gaming didn't get any. Just to let y'all know.
You know what concerns me about the X is that round thing can't come off the bottom. So I don't know if I'm going to be standing mine upright, but you put it sideways. You know, I know it's after a few you don't look at it anymore, but just aesthetically, you know, you got this very unimaginative square box or rectangle, and then it's got a circle at the end that you can't take off.
Well, I think the worst is the Series S. You know, it's this all white box with this big black circle.
Yeah, but you're going to lay that flat. You know what I mean? I mean, if you lay it up, if you lay it up, you know, vertical, yeah, it does look a little weird. Like you're ordering, like, I like a Big Mac with extra helping of fries, please.
let me ask you guys this: are you going to trade in your X's? Because I'm not trading anything. Forget that.
Trade in what? My X or the S?
Yeah. the X or whichever you have now.
Are you trading linen? Are you trading linen, Mike?
I don't see myself.
In your
no, because I'm going to be doing these pre-orders online, right? So what would be the point of trading it in after that for credit, store credit, or something?
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I don't see myself trading my old X or S in for the new system. I'll probably hang on to them, put them up, upstairs somewhere else. Just
because GameStop is gonna, they're gonna come with something, trade in this and get that, yada yada yada. This.
Right. I mean, what do you think GameStop is going to give you? Like, if you have an S right now, an Xbox One S, and you trade it in to get an Xbox Series S, what do you think they're giving you for that? $75, $100?
I think $100 at the most, maybe.
Yeah,
that's almost crazy because basically you'll be paying $200 for a console.
I'm thinking Series X, you'll get at the max $100 for the if you have a Xbox One S or what God, I mean, Xbox names 50. Yeah, like Bricko just said, $50 maybe.
I mean, this might even be this might even be a moot point. I just read an article the other day. 400 stores are being closed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean that's going to be after the consoles come out, I think. But yeah, they're closing anywhere between 100 and 400 stores. And like I says, they do run some specials where you can.
They do. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't want to deal with that. Maybe without the pandemic, I'd be more into. But these things. I don't think there's a ton of these quantity-wise. So I'm not going to chance it and just go to a GameStop. One, I don't trust them. And two, I think you got to trade it in right then and there. And then what do? Right. So let's say, Matt, on the 22nd, you're like, yeah, GameStop is giving me this $250 towards a console, right? Like a deal that you can't refuse on your X. Well, then you got to trade the X in right then and there, I believe.
Yes.
So you'd be going from September 20th, 22nd to November 10th without a console.
Yes. Well, it's the same thing with that deal, that Xbox Ultimate Plus super duper deal, where you're paying your monthly fees to get a console. You got to turn that console in. I was reading into that this past week because I was talking about, for another $10, I can get a new console.
Yeah.
But no, you got to keep paying the fucking for the Ultimate after that, and then if you want to upgrade or something like that, you got to fucking give that console up for a new one and stuff like that. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, so I just don't know if I'm in the mood to trade stuff in. I don't think there's going to be a whole huge quantity of these things. So on the 22nd, I'm just going to be prepared to do it all online and try either Amazon or Best Buy. One thing we didn't talk about, guys, on the show on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, Matt, and I don't think I was fully aware of this, or I think I was aware of it and I didn't remember. You cannot play Xbox Series X games on an external hard drive. So we talked on the show that, you're going to get a 512 SSD, but you can still hook up an external. Well, the external is not going to work for Series X games. The Series X games can only be played on the SSD or that proprietary Seagate expansion card.
Yes.
And we don't know what prices on those are yet, do we?
No,
not yet. They probably won't be cheap either. I don't know, but I don't see them be. That's some Sony bullshit there. Fucking Vita, all that shit. They had the memory cards, all that shit that they did for more money. But yeah, if you want to play a game on the new Xbox One X that's optimized for the Xbox One X, it has to be on the hard drive for the system. It cannot be on an external.
Right, it cannot be on the externals that we have currently hooked up to our current systems. Only the backwards compatible games can work on that. So Xbox One, Xbox One S, the OG Xbox 360 games, all those can be played on an external hard drive, But yeah, the Series X games have to be played on the internal or that expansion card. Now, do we think the expansion card is going to be proprietary, like Seagate only, or is that just like out of the initially, and then there'll be other people like whoever traditionally makes memory cards. What is that like?
Western Digital or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's proprietary in the fact that it's not your typical where everyone's going to the micro SD card or a standard SD card. This looks like something like fucking Nintendo used to do. Fucking big old thing that you plug in your system for extra memory. That's what it is. As far as like Seagate or Anchor or someone come out with something that'll work for that, they could, but then does Microsoft come out with a thing and say, "Oh, this doesn't have the actual Microsoft chip in it, so we can't use it"?
Seagate is the one that's coming out with the one that you're going to be able to buy. That's the proprietary one Seagate is making. I haven't heard of anybody else making them yet, so need to do some digging into that. But that's another expense. So if you're at home and you're thinking about getting the Series S, the $299 deal, because it's going to save you some money, but you're still interested in playing some of those Series X games, if your SSD gets filled up because you've got all the Game Pass games on there, you got to think about that expansion card and what that's going to cost.
Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Or you got to do the hard drive shuffle.
Right, but you got people for like us who don't have data caps. It's not a big deal, right?
Right.
For people that got data caps, that is a problem, for sure. Moving on, gentlemen, I want to talk about the PlayStation reveal that's coming out Wednesday. Well, we don't know if it's a PlayStation reveal. All it's being right now is it's talking about PlayStation Showcase. They make no mention that there's going to be anything about the console. Thank you for the biddies. Aye. So Wednesday, September 16th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. It says, before PlayStation 5 launches this holiday, we wanted to give you one more look at some of the great games coming to PS5 at launch and beyond. Our next digital showcase will weigh in around 40 minutes and feature updates on the latest titles from worldwide studios and our world-class development partners. So they make no mention of there being anything about the console. Now, Shuhei Yoshida, who's, I think, in charge of kind of the indie games for PlayStation, tweeted out earlier today, like, I can't wait for Wednesday. Now, that could mean because he's got a bunch of games on there that he really cares about, or because it's like the monkey off his back, the announcement's finally going to get out there, and people are going to stop bothering him and asking. So I think, Matt said the other day, they don't owe us anything on Wednesday. They don't have to tell us. But sure, you would think that the announcement's got to be coming, right, Wednesday?
Yeah, it'd be a good business decision if they just let everybody know what's going on.
And I don't see how they couldn't go past Wednesday without a price and release date and all that stuff, just because everything else going on. But again, they could do what the fuck they want.
Right.
Okay. It's their business. They can do what the fuck they want. We're just gamers. But I have a feeling that Wednesday afternoon we're going to know the price and a release date for the PS5.
So I'm going to throw out the rumors out there because that's how we get paid for the big bucks on rumors.
Yes, we do.
Every rumor that we talk about, we get half a penny. So the money is just flowing in. It's a very fluid situation over here. They were saying the EB Games. First of all, where the fuck is there an EB Games in the United States? Aren't they all GameStop by now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know where no EB Games are.
I mean, I know EB Games is still in Canada, but I'm hearing people saying EB Games. I didn't know EB Games still existed in the U.S. But anyways, some people are saying that some EB Games locations are putting up big pre-order signs that they must have got from Sony's PR people or something like that. Saying that the console releases on November 17th and pre-orders come out start September 25th. Again, that's just a rumor. Before we dive too much into that, because I want to talk about some games that are coming up before that release date, what do you guys think the price is going to be?
$4.99 and $3.99.
You think they're going to take $100 off for the discless one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I,
Matt, what do you
I
think?
agree with Eric. I agree with Eric. Yeah, they can't go over because there's no reason. There's no logical reason for them to go over $4.99.
And they
Because
gotta have that. They gotta have that middle ground to kind of mess with that $2.99
Go-
Xbox. You know what I'm saying? They gotta compete.
God, I'd love
so.
to see them come out $4.49 and $3.99.
I can see that.
You know?
I can see that. You know, just to be dicks, I can see that absolutely. $4.49. Fuck you. We're coming out $4.49. Here you go. Boom.
Yeah, I think if I'm a betting man, if someone said, Mike, you know, we're gonna kill your firstborn, please pick the the PlayStation price, I would say $4.99 and $4.49. You know, do we just is the consensus here that it's going to be just a $50 price difference? I know Eric thinks 100, but Matt, do you think it's a 50 or 100? You think it's $100 as well? You agreed with them.
Yeah, I think they'll do that. Make it more palatable for people to buy that digital version. Yeah, I can see that.
Because if not, Sony is just going. I mean, Microsoft is just going to tote $2.99, even though it's a weaker system and all that. They just going to.
Oh, they're going to hammer home
out.
that they have the most powerful and the cheapest.
Exactly.
They're going to beat you over the head with that throughout the holiday season. We can hit you with the boutique people out there that want the fucking, you know, Lamborghini of fucking consoles, and people that are on a budget. We got you as well. I think Sony's got to come right in the middle there. You know.
Yeah, you're right.
They're definitely in the driver's seat right now. You know, I'm
Xbox?
sure they're. No, Sony. Sony is. Because
everybody would disagree with you on that, saying that Xbox has now got the upper hand. I personally agree with you, Matt, that I think if I know something, I got the upper hand because now I can adjust. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they can make a crazy misstep if they don't come out right. You know what I mean? It could be the nail in the coffin if they mess up.
There's just something. Go ahead.
Well, I think we all agree, Eric, here that they're not going to fuck up like they did with the PS3.
No, I know not like that, but they can mess up. Yeah.
There's something in the back of my head, that Jim Ryan guy, a little bit of an older gentleman. Just I don't know. There's just a sliver of doubt in my head that this guy doesn't get it, and it's going to be $5.99.
He'd be a fool, and I'm sure all his people.
I'd say there's a 10 to 15% choice that Jim Ryan oversees everything and puts his stamp on it and says no, $5.99. I think there's a little chance of that happening.
They better come out with a good reason for that to happen. You know, I mean, they need to be able to prove that shit. Like, hey,
they're gonna tell you. They're gonna give you the reasons. They're gonna say we had Spider-Man, we had Last of Us 2, we have God of War, we had Horizon Zero Dawn, and all those games are coming out again as well this generation. That's what they're gonna tell you. That our single-player stories are the cream of the crop, and no one else can play them. But but they of course they're on PC now too, so they really just can't say they're on PlayStation. But
let me tell you, regular idiots like me, when the last generation came out, and it was $3.99 versus $5.99. Like, fuck this! I'm buying a PS4 just because of price alone. You're gonna get that this time too.
I would agree with that, and I don't fault people for that. I think there's a very, very strong likelihood that they're going to come in at either at the same price or a little cheaper. But I've reserved that small amount of doubt that Jim Ryan guy could be a cocky asshole and says, you know what, $5.99. You know, we came $3.99 last time. We got to make some money back. We gave you all this stuff this year. We want a little bit bread now on the back end.
Yeah, Jay's agreeing with you. They might have that cocky attitude.
I don't think they're going to turn their back on their base this time. I think they're going to say, because Jim's people around him are going, okay, that's cool and everything, but nah, bro, you don't want to do that because you're gonna really hurt a lot of people that they're not going to be able to get it.
Right.
You know.
Well, here's the question I wanted to ask you guys. If November 17th is the correct date, does that hurt Sony right out of the gate? Because Call of Duty comes out November 13th, which you know is the biggest system seller. You know, it's the biggest game every year. 3 days before that, you get the new Assassin's Creed game, Valhalla. And you got Destiny 2 Beyond Light on the 10th. And then on the 19th is Cyberpunk. So that's the 19th isn't going to affect Sony if it comes out on the 17th. But those other 3 titles, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and Destiny, are all going to come out anywhere between 7 or 4 days before the PS5 gets released, if that is the correct release date. You think that hurts Sony?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Eric. I don't see how that would hurt them coming out later with all.
Because and Sony's take is going to be, this is what they're going to do, because Xbox is going to come out on the 10th, right?
Right.
So they're going to show the Xbox, they're going to show it, and then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, this looks great," and then Sony's is going to come out, and they're going to be all by themselves, and they're going to say, "Hey, this is what we're doing, and this is the way it looks," and it's the hype will be downplayed with the Xbox, because that's going to be over. You see what I'm saying? Not over. It's still going to be,
right.
New systems and everything.
I get what you're saying, but don't think
the new hypeness. Yeah,
I think if they release on the same day, they sort of cancel each other out news story wise. Exactly. And so neither one of them gets the hype train. So what Eric is saying, if they wait a week, the Xbox dust has settled, and now it's time to celebrate Sony and PlayStation.
Exactly. They're going to have their time in the limelight.
My only fear is that maybe people like us, we have a little bit more patience. We didn't grow up in a sort of, cell phone immediacy type of world where if someone says you only got to wait a few days, that's only a few days. We have kids now that are used to Fortnite, where there's a constant drip of content, and if there's nothing new in the store the next day, they're getting bored. Why am there's nothing new today? What's the there's going to be some people out there that can't wait the 7 days. You tell me I have to wait 7 days to play the new Call of Duty when I can play it today?
Yeah.
I would also like to call you out in your statement there of people not being, people being more patient and so forth. That we've been bitching for the past couple of months about when's these prices coming out for these new consoles, when the release date coming out, and you just said about being patient. So I just want to call that out. That's all.
Yeah. Well, again, we have a podcast here. We do have to fill up the blotter here with stuff to talk about. Sony does have the marketing deal and early rights to new maps. So again, I think those people with Call of Duty will stay true. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's people don't like those exclusivity deals, but when you look at it from Sony's perspective, that's like their way of taking care of their customers. Like Microsoft says, well, now you get EA Play. Sony's like, well, now you get this exclusivity. Well, that's our way of taking care of our customers.
Yep.
November 17th, Matt. What day is that? Let me look at my calendar.
Ooh, I don't know. It's
Tuesday.
The week before Thanksgiving, right?
It's a Tuesday. They're both Tuesday. The 10th is a Tuesday and the 17th is a Tuesday.
Pre-ordered for the... I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
I gambled and took the week of the 10th off of work. So I was hoping that Sony would release theirs the Friday of that week.
So we got pre-orders for the Xbox coming up, the 22nd of September?
22nd. Yep.
So get that coming up here.
You probably, Matt, have not made a decision yet, I would assume?
No, not yet.
You're waiting for You're waiting for Sony to show their hand, right?
But I'm pretty sure it's going to be, pretty much similar. It's going to be a matter of choosing what I want and what I don't want at this point. I don't see Sony coming out at $599. I don't see them coming out with anything over $500 and justifying that.
So you're a digital only guy. So let's say they come out at $399 for the PS5. Is there a situation, and I'm not trying to dive into your finances here, but is there a situation where you would see yourself getting let's see, $900 worth of consoles on one day. You'd get,
I could see going all digital on the PS5 because it's supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be the exact same thing, right? Except for you have a disc and no disc.
Right,
you know,
right.
so I could see paying $399 for the PS5,
right.
all digital. Okay, and then buying $500 for the One X,
all in
the
one
Series
day.
X.
Nice.
I'm not sure if Barb's going to agree with that, but yeah, yeah.
No.
I haven't been around
Consulted?
Quicken in a while. Yeah, consulted with Quicken in a while. So
Yeah.
and I need more disposable money.
Yeah. Well, I think someone in the comments a while ago said that you could, bring the old consoles to the scrapper, take some of the metal out of there to the scrap man.
That shit, I ain't going to get fucking $400 or $500 out of that shit. I'll take my old consoles and I'll put them in the old or TVs upstairs or some bullshit like that.
Now,
I
Eric,
tell you what, it'd be tough not to. Dude.
Yeah. Eric, the $299. We're waiting here with bated breath to see the full. And I do apologize, as always. We are a subsidiary of Glovebox Gaming. I didn't mention that off the top. We're waiting for the full breadth of Glovebox Gaming when it can reach its apex of its streaming power. Many streamers are saying that maybe they'll get the $299 Xbox Series S for streaming because you can't stream in 4K on Twitch anyways. So it might be a nice little streaming box to have. Is there any consideration to that?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be, but day one, no. But eventually down the road, yes, I can see that happening.
Now, do you have the all digital version of the? Did you ever buy that for the S?
Yes, I have that. That's what I stream on.
Okay. When
I'm playing Xbox, yep.
Now, Tuesday, the 15th, this just 2 days from now, the xCloud comes out of beta and it gets fully launched.
Oh, I'm so ready for that! I can't wait.
More titles, right? That's when it goes out to
like
100 titles.
Yeah. So they said, yeah, and I tried it the other day, and it says on the screen, it comes up and it says, "We've taken a break until come see us on September 15th." It says that
really?
on the little screen. Yeah.
I was going to try it today when I was watching football, but you know what? I was just hyped for football today, so I didn't divide up my attention between cloud gaming and football.
Yeah.
So.
I tried it last night out here at work, and it said that. Then I just had to play Stadia. So.
Ian Hale says we're going to need to start a new segment, things Eric doesn't like, because this dude owns everything, and the things he doesn't, he loves, and he is going to get.
Yeah, we could do that.
I agree.
I got some new stuff to talk about, but anyway.
Eric, things Eric doesn't like. We know ice cream, fish.
Yeah, I don't. Yep. And cooked fruit. I don't like apple pies and shit like that. Nope.
What?
Oh, no, apple pie. We were just having this discussion today with the family because my kids don't like pie. And,
I don't like pie.
Yeah, my kids don't like pie either. I love a good
I'm with
apple
them.
pie.
What
Me
the
and your
fuck's
kids are the same page?
Like, I'm not into like all the pies out there. Like Matt's gonna say, like pumpkin pie and rhubarb and cherry.
My wife eat all the pies. You get the cherry pie. I'm like, that is disgusting.
I like
cherry pie, blueberry pie, chocolate pie, mincemeat pie, fucking pecan pie.
I'm out on all pies. Bro.
Apple pie.
Apple pie, a nice chocolate, pudding pie or whip, whatever that fucking,
Why, Eric? Why?
I just don't dig it. I don't know, but I can't tell you.
How about cake?
That's fair.
I don't like.
Are you into cake? A nice spongy, soft cake?
Not really.
without hair pie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat that all day. Day, but
some stringy hair pie.
But cake, I don't eat cake and shit like that. Nope.
You don't.
I think it's because ice cream goes along with all that stuff, and I don't eat that. That's why.
So you don't have a sweet tooth?
Not really, no.
So like no carrot cake, no cheesecake.
Nope. I'm fat for no reason. But
What about whoopie pies?
A what?
Whoopie pies. You guys have whoopie pies out there?
Moon pie.
Well, if it is, I'm not eating it because I don't eat that.
It's like it's like a nice
Eskimo
like,
pie, like a moon pie.
Yeah. We call them in Massachusetts or New England. We call them whoopie pies.
No, I don't eat those things. Shit like that.
Oh no!
You just get all
on my birthday. Look, on my birthday when they have a birthday cake, I don't eat it. I get it for everybody else.
You just get all that girth from meat. You just consume meat 24/7. Is that where you're getting it from? Where are you? How are you carb loading? Is it are you a pasta guy?
Not really. Yeah, I eat pasta, but not a lot. No.
So what do you eat? What is a staple of Eric's diet?
What do you fucking eat?
Believe it or not, I eat a lot of vegetables. I do eat meat, chicken, seafood. Eat oysters like they're going out of style. I eat everything except for what I mentioned.
No wonder you try and get it constantly. You're eating oysters all the time. You're always fucking horny as fuck.
Well, that's just who I am. You want sex constantly, bro.
I think the best part about all of his sound bites there is because his audio was so out of whack.
Exactly.
Like drawn out.
Exactly. Hey, real quick before we move on here, because I'm not sure what you're doing, Mike. But before we move on, will the Xbox One X, Series X, Super, and the PlayStation 5, are you going to be able to plug a regular webcam into it to stream with, or are you going to have to use something else? They have not said anything about either console about streaming and all that. No,
they have not. I have not heard much detail about that yet. No, not sure. I know that they came out this week saying last week all the Astro stuff is going to work on the Xbox through like a firmware update. Of course, both systems have opted out of the digital optical cable. So if you have any stuff that's optical, that has to be done via USB now.
I'm just curious because that was a big thing.
Right. We know that your current controllers for Xbox will work on the new systems. A PS5, that's not the case. You have to get your PS4 controllers will not carry over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they said the PS4 controllers will work on PS4 games.
Is that what they said?
I think so. I think so.
All right. See, that, we need someone to correct me every now and then.
What's the big deal about buying a new controller, though, too?
Well, right, especially right out of the gate, they're going to come with it. Not like they sell you these machines without a controller.
Yeah.
Right.
The only other news story I have, we won't even play the jingle this week because we've been doing so much news, is Borderlands 3 next gen plans, Matt.
Yeah.
This is some exciting stuff. They had PAX West canceled this year, and it's usually right around Labor Day, and they had PAX Online instead. And so they said, we're excited to confirm that Borderlands 3 will be playable on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5, with the Series X and PS5 supporting 4K resolution at 60 frames per second in single player. With the power of the new consoles comes new features, including additional ways to enjoy local play. 3 and 4 player split screen will be available on the next gen consoles. Additionally, we've heard your 2-player split screen feature requests loud and clear. Vertical split screen and 2-player co-op will be available in Borderlands 3 next gen. And we've also added to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 versions via a free update. They say, best of all, existing owners of Borderlands 3 on current-gen platforms can easily transition to the next-gen versions within the same console family. If you own Borderlands 3 on the Xbox One, you'll be able to play on the Xbox Series X and S. If you own the PlayStation 4, you'll be able to play on the PlayStation 5. Your add-on content and save files will carry over. Additionally, you can expect to hear more about Borderlands 3 crossplay next year. So that's all positive stuff there. That's all free. Free upgrades. Your game's going to play. You know, I'm sure it wasn't a big concern for most people. They just assumed a title like Borderlands would come to the next gen, and there it is. So you won't have to pay for that. Your save files, all your download content will carry over. And then they're going to have crossplay next year, Matt, which would be huge because there's a lot of people that we know that play this on PC. Some might have it on PS5 that we're unaware of, so we'll be able to play with more people, which would be nice.
I think crossplay is going to be a new big thing in the years to come here. You know, Destiny, Call of Duty.
I mean, fuck. What people say is if Activision has already done crossplay for Call of Duty, what's holding everybody else up, right? If usually Activision wants to nickel and dime everybody. If they're already doing it on their system, why isn't everybody else doing it by now?
That's true.
And there's going to be new DLC coming. We thought that the one that just dropped the other day was the last piece of DLC. They said that's not the case. They have another paid DLC coming later this year, bringing an additional skill tree for each Vault Hunter. And they show you in this article some of the new skills for one of the characters, one of the Vault Hunters. But that's a big thing for people because I think a lot of us have maxed out our characters, the skills. Maybe we've got a little bored or complacent with how they're interacting. So give us a new skill tree, more tools to play with. It's always welcome.
Yeah, I gotta get back into that. I gotta do some Borderlands 3 here. What's going on with that? I don't know what the level max is right now and everything going on in that, but definitely need to get back in and playing that again.
I started to play yesterday and it was just like die. I don't know what I'm doing wrong in that game. I'm on true Vault Hunter mode, just 1. I'm not even at 2. I'm desperately trying to get
Mayhem.
through.
You're talking about the Mayhem level?
Yeah, Mayhem level's 1, yeah. I'm desperately trying to get through the DLC, not the one that just came out, the previous one. And I'm just fucking dying left and right. So we're gonna need a buck. I know I says this. We say this every week, so we're saying it again because we're consistent, like a cup of coffee at McDonald's.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to dive back into Borderlands 3. What have they been saying in chat here? I says crossplay between PC and console should not happen in any shooter type. I think competitions, money on the line. I might agree with you. Just a couple friends hanging out on a Friday night. I don't give a fuck.
Yep. Because last night we all played Fortnite together, and you guys were on PC, and I was on the PS4, and we all played together. PJ Salt,
a salty bit, a salty protest bit. Yeah.
Wouldn't expect less from
I
Jay.
think. We wouldn't. What else? People been saying. Any Maniac's asking, is anybody playing the Borderlands new DLC? I have not yet played that, Jay. I got to get through this other one first. Let's get into what we've been playing, guys. That's all the news for this week. The only other news, I guess, is September 18th, Mario All-Stars is out on the Nintendo Switch. So Matt, what have you been up to? What have you been playing this week?
Hold on. Destiny 2, a whole lot of that going on. I really honestly can't answer why, but I am. I'm just going through. I'm going every day doing my dailies, my bounties, and shit like that. I'm grinding away at it for one reason or the other. I'm not sure why, but I'm doing it. I found myself playing more Gambit and more strikes with randoms, doing stuff like that. So I've been doing a lot of that.
They encourage you at a young age to make friends, Matt. Have you been doing that?
Nah, I don't talk to many people. I don't talk to many people except for my inner circle, here on Discord and the stream and stuff. So yeah, the wrath of Matt has not made it across the airwaves of random people in PS4 or Xbox.
You mean you weren't yelling at any random people like you were yelling at us this week?
I was on a roll this week. Even people Even people at work said, "God damn, Matt, you've been awfully vocal this week." I don't know. Maybe I need a fucking vacation or some shit or something. I don't know.
Give yourself an enema.
I you give it to me?
No, I said yourself. I clearly said give yourself.
He said
There was
"Will
no
you
mumbling.
give it
There was
to-"
no mumbling. I don't care what your kink is. There was no mumbling there. I said give it to yourself.
Hey, Mike, he asked nicely, Mike.
He can ask as nice as he wants.
But yeah, been doing that. That's really about it. We played some Fortnite last night, and that was kind of fun. God, that game has changed so freaking much.
It did. I was enjoying it very much. I think visually.
Oh.
I mean, let's give a golf clap here to Epic Games. I mean, my God, do they have it down as far as getting you in and out of the games? I mean,
my gosh,
you die, and it's immediately asking you to like ready up, and you watch a little bit of the match that you just died in. They very briefly put you on like the Marvel helicarrier thing, and then boom, you're in a match again, quick as possible.
Well, there's a couple times where I died first, obviously, okay. But I didn't even have to ready up. All I was like, well, hey, motherfucker, here you are with your friends. We're just going to throw you in with them again without even having to ready up. I just fucking next thing I'm in the next game. I know I didn't ready up a couple times, but the game did it for me. Hey, here you go.
And the cross-play, they got it down, right? It was just like we all were friends on Epic Games already.
Yep.
And it just took. It was no. There was There was no EA Games type shenanigans going on here. It was very.
It was so easy.
Yeah.
You guys were on PC. I was on PS4 because I had a big download on the PC I had to do. But you sent me an invite from PC, and I was on PS4, and I got an invite. Hey, Cat Mike wants you to play. So I hit that, and next day we're all playing together. We're doing shit. It was like, holy shit! It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They got their shit together.
Yeah, and I thought it was really fun to play. I mean, the judge of my fun factor, my funness, is whether I'm getting kills or not. And I felt like I was getting a decent amount of kills, so it was fun for me. Of course, I'm still salty about that 1v1 at the end for the fucking thing.
You're going to take that to the fucking grave.
I mean, the fucking guy was my one, a couple issues with Fortnite is it takes a long time to sometimes use the various med kits, and then the fucking landing still is the worst part in that game. Like it's the one game where it feels like you're just floating around to get to the fucking to where you got to go. Where other games, I think like Warzone and Apex, they get you right in. You know what I mean? It just felt like very floaty.
And I will say though, that time that when you was on 1-on-1, you were healing many times, and your health was not going up. So there was something was fucked up. That whole thing there. So I wouldn't lose much sleep over that.
I thought it was a good time.
Fucked up.
We were playing last night with Chase and Robo Pig, Salt of the Earth guys. We were having a good time.
It was good times last night. Yep, it was a lot of fun.
And apologies, Maniac. I think you did ask in Discord if anybody wanted to play Fortnite, and then we ended up playing Fortnite. But
it was a spur of the moment thing, Fortnite, because we were
just sitting around for about a half hour, 40 minutes, going, "What the fuck are we going to play?"
Yeah, we all just bullshitting in Discord, talking that, and all of a sudden, well, you said something about Fortnite, because you was playing with your kids or something like that. I was like, well, I could probably do Fortnite on the PS4 or something like that.
Here's Robo Pig in chat now. He says he blames you.
Yeah.
Line forms to the left.
I'll tell you what, get around the corner. Get behind the pussy that's around the corner here.
Have you been playing anything else, Matt?
That's about it. That's about it. What the that's about it.
Eric, what are you? Eric, are you with us still?
I am.
What have you were off last week, right? I didn't get any alerts on the phone that Glovebox Gaming was going live. What did you play last week?
Yeah.
I just got an alert from you right now, though. Holy shit!
I'm showing you what I did in the house. I was doing stuff in the house.
Look at that new couch.
New furniture.
Still has the tags on it.
Yeah, man. New everything. I played some VR stuff. I played some Astrobot again because I'm trying to get back to some VR. I played some Phantom Covert Ops on the Quest. I played some Iron Man, but I let's get into my new section. This is what I got this week. I got
your
some,
nude section.
My new section.
Oh, they said your nude section.
No. Y'all don't want to. Y'all don't want to see the news section, but
unless John is going to be there.
Right, man. I got some new couch, for new furniture, new everything, new intake, all that good stuff. That's the end result right there. What you guys are saying right there. That's what we did to that room.
That's very beautiful.
And then, Mike, I had to break down, Mike.
Break it down.
I went and bought that damn iRobot cleaning mopper thing.
Swiffer.
Yeah, I bought that joint, man. I haven't even opened the box yet. I'm gonna do a video on it probably tomorrow and get that thing running because you got to keep the floors clean, Mike.
I got a box that I have to open up. It's an air compressor. I'm thinking just attaching it right to my ass after I put it up and see what happens. See if I just like fucking stop flying around. I mean, how much can this air compressor really do? And I won't do an unboxing for that because no one wants to see that.
Oh, sure they want to see. Just
hell yeah, we do. Yes, you do. I want to see you take the blower and just kind of look, kind of.
And move it from left to right,
Yeah, just how you did the fucking shoot for the snowblower. Fucking best. I tell you what, that was awesome. That was the best part.
Have you showed that to Bob, my skills?
I haven't.
I need to.
Mike, where is it? I haven't seen it.
Oh, let me get the link here. Hold on. You guys keep talking.
Can you show that on stream?
Yeah, but they won't be able to hear the audio.
There's no audio when you was turning the thing.
Oh.
you just like turned to shit.
That's the best.
So what is your So what you haven't opened the box yet at all then, huh?
No, I haven't opened the box on it. I'm gonna open it tomorrow. I just got it yesterday, so I'm gonna open it. I'll do a quick video. Let it clean the floors. John is excited, so if she's excited, I'm excited. So that always works out.
All right.
So that's pretty much all I've been doing. I'm gonna get into some games heavy this week.
This is Matt's heaven right here.
I can't see it. I can't see it on my phone. That sucks.
I'll get to the end where I'm walking around the vehicle. Here we go. Oh, there it is. There. Let me back it up a little bit. Yeah. There we go. I'm turning it.
Why did you?
I got to make sure it works, man. That thing didn't fucking work for a long time. I had to get that shit fixed.
Oh God!
You want that? You want that again? A little bit more of that? Yeah, look at that. Back it up. Taking you around the vehicle, or the showing you where the electric start is.
And you don't say nothing.
Here we go. Here we go. Look at that skills. There we go. We go left. We go right. We go right. We go left. Yes. Did Matt fall over?
Almost.
That's the best part of the whole goddamn thing. Just showing that, hey, look, the shoot shirt. I tell you, whoever bought that from you, got to hell with you, because that looks like that just came off the fucking showroom floor.
Yeah, I take
that thing was so clean, shiny. God damn, that was awesome.
Yeah, if everybody can watch that and like it and subscribe, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome. I need to get some of that glove box Matt money rolling in.
That's right.
200K views. That's it.
Sorry, who you talking about?
What you been doing, Mike? What you been doing?
What you up to? Besides selling.
I finished Marvel Avengers. I finished the campaign. I enjoyed that a lot. That? Well, it's it's kind of like a popcorn flick. You know what I mean? It's Marvel, fighting Murdoch or whatever.
Okay, Matt.
So I finished that. So now I'm ready to. So now I'm ready to do some missions with I or Drips or Jeremy. I'm ready to do some of those end game multiplayer stuff and see what that's all about. So anybody playing that on PS4, hit me up. I didn't get any salami this week. I was just doing all Avengers. And I played a little bit of Darksiders Genesis on Stadia and finished Chapter 4. So now I'm moving on to Chapter 5. Really enjoying that on Stadia. It looks gorgeous.
Can we back up here? How's Marvel's going so far with you? How are you liking that still?
I really like the characters, the progression. Now, there's a steady stream of shit that you unlock, at least in the campaign, to keep you interested. Now, it's sort of like what Pavlov dog here, just like, here's new shit, you attach it. Why am I looking at all the numbers? Everything for right now, sort of like what you do with Destiny, all you're really doing is putting the highest gear on, right? You're not really, comparing and contrasting. At least that's not how I do it. I'm just like, everything here everything went up in green, so I'm adding it. Maybe when I get to end game, I'm gonna do some, comparing and contrasting to get a better loadout. But there seemed like a steady flow of shit that I could do. I haven't really unlocked too many of the cosmetic stuffs, like the different outfits, so I think that could be, something to shoot for to add some variety. But overall, I really like the game. I mean, I need to see the end. I need to see these multiplayer stuff to see if it's like an Anthem thing. If I've been hosed, if it's just rinse repeat. Or, how quickly are they going to update things? There's daily stuff to do, just like you would do in Anthem or in Destiny. So now that the campaign is over, I can dive into that stuff. I would say it probably takes you 10 hours to do the campaign, but for me, it probably took me 20.
Miss Marvel still your favorite character?
Well, she is, but I think Captain America is pretty cool, too. I haven't had a lot of time with Thor yet, so that's one character I probably want to dive into and get a little bit more. Black Widow's fun. She's the only one with the guns, so she can do a lot.
All you really need is Hulk, right? Because Hulk is supposed to be
he's my least favorite. Just I think overall, like in the Marvel universe, it's not a character that I really enjoy that much. Yeah, he's just like a brawler, smash, and he can rip the floor up and throw it at people.
Do you think that people on Xbox are going to miss anything without having Spider-Man?
It depends. I mean, I don't think they can just add Spider-Man in just to be a character to do multiplayer. There's got to be some story, I think. Right? I'm pretty sure that they're going to miss him because there's going to be some narrative content that gets added in for him. Yeah. If it's just a character, no, they're not going to miss too much. But if there's some sort of story-based missions that go along with it, I'm sure they will.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hawkeye might be the next one. I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the release path is for something like that yet. I thought it played really well. It looks gorgeous. Your mileage will vary, I guess, depending on how into the Marvel stuff you are, because it's not a super long campaign. Like I said, I think the experts can play it in about 10 hours. It probably took me 15, 20. Darksiders Genesis, a little bit more of that on Stadia. Liking that. And then Fortnite. That was the only other thing. And I was really impressed with Fortnite. Even though I don't have the Battle Pass, kept telling me all the shit I was unlocking for the Battle Pass, but I can't use it. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. I got to get back into Salami this week, Ghost of Tsushima. I got to finish that up. Got to start moving.
Oh, yeah.
Got to start moving into the Act 2 campaign stuff to get my interest going again.
Nice.
No voicemails this week, gentlemen. So, Matt, if you have a terrible topic, I can play the little jingle and we can just jump right into it.
I got two choices we can go for, so do it.
All right.
Might be women of the night walking around. Broadcasting out their anuses. I'm like 70s Harry.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that. Burn it up. I'm right down in the fucking bed. Adult toys, sex crime or sexual assault, vaginas. Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, who's got the GPS on the rub and tug?
All right, gentlemen. We have two topics we can choose from this week. But before I do that, let's give it that number for the voicemail because people maybe people forget it. 508-659-BFFS. 508-659-2337. Give that fucking number a call. Let me know what you want as a terrible topic. All right. So, gentlemen, you have two choices this week. Swinging and sex. Swinging and sex.
Let's have chat selected. Chat, you want swinging? Swinging and sex sounds like the same thing, but maybe there's a
Right.
difference.
Well, I mean, to be fair, yeah, you're talking about sex in both at once, but they're
How's
both.
your sex?
Jay says choice 3, the Bengals. The Bengals lost, so no, that's a losing topic tonight.
I think he's trying to tell you that is a truly terrible topic.
Touche. As Jay would say, touche, honky.
All right, let's
Swinging
go with
sex.
Let's go with sex.
Oh, okay. You know, the first thing when I read this article was I thought Mike Mahoney.
Hey, I thought
Man,
the first thing I think about when I think of sex is I was going to say about his
No,
problems.
no, this topic here. No. We won't talk about Barb. Man allegedly shot wife dead over argument about not having enough sex, then opened fire on neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Minnesota man is accused of fatally shooting his wife during an argument about not having enough sex before opening fire on his neighbors, putting a 12-year-old in critical condition and seriously injuring her adult sister. Jason Masick, 48, told deputies that he got an argument Sunday night with his wife, Angela Lynn Masick, over the amount of sex they were having. According to a criminal complaint from the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, as the argument intensified, he said he probably went inside and got a gun, then pointed the gun in his wife's face and probably emptied it, shooting her, authorities allege in the complaint. I don't understand that part. The woman's dead body was later recovered with numerous gunshot wounds in her neck and upper body. Meanwhile, several of Messick's neighbors who are black were outside helping moving items into a U-Haul truck. Mildred Salter and her 29-year-old daughter, Kenesha, were carrying items, while the Salter's 12-year-old daughter, Michaela, was holding her infant son. The Reverend Marcia Westbrook, the girl's aunt, told Minneapolis station KTSP, when Misick allegedly opened fire on all of them, Michaela immediately turned to shield the infant with her body. She was shot in the head, while Kenesha was shot multiple times in the leg, as according to the criminal complaint. Masick allegedly went on to shoot at Salter, who ran inside the U-Haul, according to Westbrook. Westbrook said Masick continued to fire at the woman after he took cover, but she escaped uninjured. Now, why he started shooting on the neighbors is kind of unsure. It doesn't really say why he did that.
Why did the story have to say that person was black?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But
he was just so engorged. He was just so ready to go, and he wasn't getting that sex that he was not thinking clearly, and he took out the person that was denying him of the sex act, and then anybody else was just a casualty.
Well, I don't understand the whole theory here by him saying, I probably went inside and got a gun, and I probably started shooting my wife.
Because he was just so like when people would, not that I have any firsthand experience with this, but people, get blackout drunk or drugs, whatever, they can't remember what happened. So he was just so erect and ready for action that he just, all the blood rushed out of his big head to the little head, and he just doesn't remember now what happened. So that's why he's saying, I probably did this.
I have never been that hard, that erect, to want to shoot somebody for denying.
Like they say on the commercials for what are the boner pills called again? The blue pills.
If you have an erection more than 4 hours,
Viagra. Yeah, if you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, go seek medical attention. There was this guy.
That's a very valid.
This guy in sports.
That's a very valid point too.
If If I have an erection that longer than 4 hours, the doctor's the last person I'm going to.
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call
shit.
every woman I know.
fucking
Say,
shit.
look here, I got a problem. Need you to help you with it.
Oh, I'll be on it'll be the first one here on the fucking podcast. Mike, Eric, I got a problem. What do I do?
No, it's got to be a female, not Mike or Matt.
Help!
Get you-
I need
go
help,
get you-
guys.
Go get yourself a watermelon. Cool it off.
Some warm apple pie.
A watermelon.
Watermelon.
Or cantaloupe. Watermelons get a little heavy. Cantaloupe you can hold for 4 hours. Watermelon might hurt your...
I in hell. Jay says that's terrible advice. A hooker would be cheaper.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, that's right. A lady of the
Eric.
night.
Eric, in your line of work, you ever come across sex-crazed people? That's got to be a big... That's
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be a
Yeah.
big call, like a domestic
tell you
dispute.
Let me tell you, I come across people, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say prominent people, right? Doing weird shit. I'm going to say that.
Prominent people
Yes.
doing weird shit.
Yeah. Let's say government officials in weird situations. How about
But when you were back in the day, when you were just more of like on the beat, so to speak.
that? Yeah.
And you had domestic, like to go to domestic disputes. Was that like a big reason for the domestic dispute? Like husband came home from work, expected some action, didn't get it, and then it turned into fisticuffs.
Well, no, that usually wasn't the action. The action was husband came home from work and wife was getting action.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
that
jeez.
was-
Well, geez.
That was usually the action, or something like that. And that's what wife come home,
Or vice
husband-
versa.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's a whole nother story there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, shit.
that's
Well,
shit. That's when it got violent.
I could imagine. Well, shit.
All right. Well, thank you for the terrible topic this week, Matt. You're going to have to procure more because you won't give us a
I
choice
am.
next week. It will just be swinging next week.
I will. Ooh. I'll find more. I will
All right.
find more for sure.
Let's wrap this up. We've been going for about an hour and 40 minutes or so.
Holy shit.
Yeah, been yapping away here for almost 2 hours. Hard to
About
believe.
nothing.
PlayStation 5 announcement Wednesday, gentlemen. We've already given our projections of what they're going to be. So next time we convene, we will know for sure, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we'll have a lot to break down and dissect and analyze next week. But Matt,
Yes,
why don't
sir.
you give out your shout-outs and plugs?
I want to shout out everybody in chat. I, Maniac, Vaughn was in tonight, Dave, everyone in chat. It was awesome having you guys in here, talking with us, interacting with us. It was a lot of fun with everybody here, even though I can be an ass at times, talking about shit and that. But hey,
Don't
He's
ever
a good
talk
guy.
about Ohio. He gets a little bent out of shape.
I get a little, I'm a homer. I mean, look at me. I'm a homer. So,
Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
see
Bricko
my,
also. Yes, Bricko also. I knew there was someone else. I knew there was someone else. Bricko also is an awesome guy to have in chat. So
Did you catch my commentary on Discord today about wearing jerseys and hats and stuff?
I did not.
And so I was saying that I have stopped wearing jerseys and hats once my teams have started winning, because I think it was easier to you get caught up in the lousiness of a team and you really want them to win so bad. So like you, I had Red Sox jerseys and shirts and hats. And then as they started winning, World Series titles, all that stuff just went away, because I think some of that mystique or magic leaves you a little bit once your team experiences so much winning. And then, of course, I said, that's not something you guys know about.
I would say I would not know anything about that. I would not
That was a
know
long
anything
way
about
for
that.
that one. He went a
I
long
would not
way
know
for
anything
that
about
one.
that. So
But
that's
then-
why I'm wearing shit all the time.
He went a long way for that one. Oh,
But then
man.
I quickly told me that his Red Wings did have 20 years of dominance. So
Yeah, I mean, even back in the '90s when the Reds were doing good, I was always wearing my Reds gear and shit like.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I do not know how to experience that feeling of
Someday.
winning. I don't know how to win.
Eric, your shout outs, plugs, comments, questions, and concerns.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Even though I can't see you guys, I know you're there, and thanks for being there and hanging out with us today. Shout out to Washington football team, man. That's one down, 16 more to go. I don't know. I got my hopes up.
Who do you got next week?
I don't even know who we got next week. I got to look. I don't know.
Who do you got next week, Matt?
Oh, for God, I don't know who the fucking Bengals play next week. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I don't know who the fuck they're playing next week. It's an 8:15 game, I think, though.
I can tell you as a real fan, the Patriots play next Sunday night against the Seahawks in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike. We play the Cardinals.
Well, Cardinals won today. Beat the Niners. It'll be a tough game.
Yeah.
All right.
We play the Browns next week. We'll fucking beat the Browns.
Both y'all. Hey, look.
Thursday night. Thursday night at 8:20.
Hey, Matt. Both y'all gonna lose.
It's gonna be 0-0. Ohio's gonna go 0-0.
Fucking tie game.
Yeah.
People said on Twitter today, well, 2020 is back on is trending in the right direction again. Baker Mayfield threw an interception on the first series for the Browns. So,
yeah.
While we're talking about stuff that, I talked about YouTube at the top of the show and trying to be a better host here and organized. It's been a while since we've asked people to leave feedback on the various places where they download their podcasts from. So if you still do that, you got time or whatever, give us a review on iTunes or wherever. We'd appreciate that nonsense. Otherwise, thanks everybody in chat. Thanks for all the biddies tonight. Wednesday nights have been a lot of fun, so if you want to partake with the chatting, feel free to drop into Discord on Wednesday night. Love to have you in there, talk, just hang out. We don't necessarily need to play the same game. We can just be there and shoot the shit and make fun of Ohio, because that never gets old. And other than that, I wish everybody a good week of work. For those working, get through it as best we can. Looking forward to that PlayStation news. Other than that, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Peace.
Oh, more peace.
I don't know why I haven't got any wood. I don't understand.
All right. Everybody have a good night. We'll talk to you later.